Hello folks, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. Today we are going to explore one way that I have found to make this camera overheating free. And yeah, you might, or well, not you might, you need an external piece to be able to do that. And that piece that I'm going to talk about in this specific video is this. This is the Ulanzi COU1 thermostatic semiconductor, and this piece here is amazing and unique in his own way, because this is the only one as for now that can be basically powered independently, because it has, thanks to this magnetic thing here, it has basically a own power bank that you can put on top of it, and this will not need cords or stuff like that like all the other manufacturers do. Unfortunately, while I was ordering it, I ordered the wrong piece, so I didn't receive the power bank. So I will be sending this back and then reordering again the other piece so that I have this independently. But this is the piece that you will need to be able to make the Lumix S5. Well, you don't need this because the S5 has a good body, so you don't need this. But the S9 to be basically overheating free, to be able to use this camera on podcasting or for your YouTube videos, if you want to record basically for the whole day and have a batch of content recorded without ever turning off the camera, which will be pretty weird. But hey, this is an amazing way. And how this works is that you basically put this on the back of the camera in this way, and then this one will basically, clip back there. But there is a little issue here with the S9, because the S9 does not have, here where the buttons are, there is not enough space for this one to clip in, right? So what I actually figure out, that instead of like mounting it, on as it should be, so basically with this straight with the name upwards, we have to turn it downwards. So it has this indentation here. There is like an indentation there that you can see. That one is thin enough to block on that really little small space that Lumix has left there, right? So in the next version, Lumix, if you don't want to put a fan in, please just make a little bit thicker there, so we are able to mount properly, this Ulanzi product or Small Rig or whatever, because there are other companies out there that actually producing this. And here you can see that is it upside down, because you can see that the manuals here, the names here are upside down. And as you can see, this one here has different modes and has a USB-C here. And the USB-C is actually the way that you are going to power this. Without power delivery inside it, if you don't have the external battery or the integrated battery, you are going to need to run this through a USB-C power bank or whatever. But that is with all the other manufacturers. There is the same for everyone. So here you have mode 1, mode 2, and auto, right? I'm not going to talk extensively about this product. I'm going to have a review on it. This, I bought it with my own money. I'm not affiliated with Ulanzi at all. I wish, but I'm not. I bought it with my own money. But I will be doing a review on it because I think it's a really cool and unique product. And I mostly did the test with this in mode 1. And soon you will know the number, because I recorded only in OpenGate because that is the format that requires the most overheating problems, and in mode 1. But it has a mode 2, and then it has an auto, which thanks to this pad here, it will be basically measuring how hot the camera is getting, and then we'll adjust to 1 or 2 based on that. But this pad here gets cold, like it gets freaking freezing cold. Yeah, so around the 41 minutes mark, while I was like doing the testing in 6K 3x2 OpenGate mode, this camera was not that warm. Like the back here, obviously I didn't have access to it because I had this on it, but I was touching the top here. It was cool. I was touching here, where the hands are, and it was actually not that warm. It was kind of warmish, but it was not warm at all. But where it was warm, it was like around the lens here. It was warmer than the whole body itself, because in the previous video where I did the testing, the whole body was warm and the battery compartment was warm too. But with this, the battery compartment was not that warm, and around the lens here was warmer because of the sensor and the heating up and everything. But I have to say that it was keeping the body of the whole camera warm, and that was cold and cool. And that was something that I was really surprised. And I think because of that, the battery actually benefited by gaining extra energy, because it was not getting as hot, I guess. I don't know how does that work, because in my previous test in 6K 3x2, the battery died around 54 minutes, right? But in this test, the battery died after 1 hour and 53 minutes of 6K OpenGate without overheating. Yeah, you hear me right. So I almost recorded 2 hours with no overheating thanks to this pad. There are some drawbacks though that we will talk about in a minute, but I went into a friend's studio to help him out record a couple of podcasts, and I used this one here, and then I used the S5IIX as in one angle, and then I used the S9 in basically the extreme, like a close-up, like a medium close-up shot of the other person who was being interviewed in the podcast, and I didn't have any issue. But the drawback is that this thing can get a little bit loud. Like if you are basically, if you know how much the Ninja V or Ninja 5 from Atomos sounds when the fan is spinning, this is basically as loud as that, right? You can hear it from, I think, a meter of distance. You will hear it. And as I said, I was recording with it in only mode 1. You could hear it. And in mode 2, even more. And then auto, you know, it will bounce up and back. But in that podcast scenario, we didn't really worry about it, because you have anyway mics that are pretty close to the, you know, to the talent and to the people. So I'm not that worried about it. I can actually make you hear right now how loud it sounds, or it can be. So now, where is it? Here. So now I basically plugged it here. I cannot bring it that close because the wire is there. So when you plugged it, you will see basically this blue light indicating that it's plugged, right? So let's say that now it's, let's say about 1, 2, 3, about 30 centimeters away from the mic here. So I'm gonna press 1. So now it's spinning. It's not super loud. It's not like intrusive, you know, loud. But it's spinning in 1 now at 30 centimeters. Mode 2. So you kind of get the idea, right, of how it is. And right now I'm touching the pad, back of the pad here, and the pad is actually moist. Like it's not moist, but it's getting freezing because it's creating now this cooling thing. And I can promise you that this thing is cold. Like, let me see if I can manage to put the light there. No, well, maybe here you will see it a little bit better, but this thing is freaking freezing cold. Things that in summer, in the hot African summer, you want to have this on your forehead or on your back neck, because this is going to keep you cool. And this is exactly what it's doing to your camera. And yeah, so this is the main drawback of it. And then obviously it will make your camera a little bit more bulkier, but obviously this is meant to be if you are filming like podcasting or stuff, you can be holding it. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure how much secure this thing is going to be staying on the back there, especially because of how Lumix engineered this. The space is not much, but hey, I put it there and I try to shake it and see if it will come down. I can hear my ibis moving inside. I hope I don't break it, but you see, it's not coming down. So it's pretty sturdy, right? So you see? Okay, now it came down after a while, but it's sturdy on the back there, right? So you can most probably be going around and like, you know, shooting handheld, because you're not gonna be like or holding it like I was holding it right now, right? So you can be doing something like that. So that is my way that I have found it as the best way without actually having a dummy battery and so on, rigging it up and stuff like that. So I will leave a link down below that it will be an affiliate link, obviously, if you want to support the channel. And consider subscribing and hyping, because now there is a hyping button down. So hype. So look there. YouTube will see that this is a content that people are liking and promote it to more people to actually come closer to this content. Comment down below what you will love to see the most on this channel, especially with this new baby here, while I'm building my whole new thing that I'm doing now behind the scenes. But thank you for the love and thank you for always being here. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for supporting. And if you're an old subscriber, much love to you and thank you for the support. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take good care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. See you in the next one.